here from createyourfuture.co. So today we have Alexis joining us. Hi, Alexis.
Hi, Amanda.
Guys, Alexis is a coach here at Create Your Future. And just to let you guys know, she is an NLP master practitioner as well as a hypnotherapist, so definitely qualified. And she's going to share with us an amazing success story of how one of her clients basically got her specific person to chase her. So like usual, guys, when you listen to these success stories, use it as a catalog to intend things in your life, as well as we are going to give you a technique that you can use to get the special person in your life to chase you if that's what you're looking to create. So yes, thanks for being here today, Alexis.
Well, thanks for having me, Amanda. This is so exciting. Okay, so I'll just jump right in. Okay, so my client writes, I am so excited to finally write you this email, ! I intended to be one of your success stories months ago, and here I am. As you know, I booked a session with you when my life was a complete mess. I was heartbroken over my SP and was also really confused about what I wanted in life in general. My SP and I were hot and cold, and I was constantly feeling rejected. So no fun, really. After our session, I diligently got on my mental diet about 3 things. So this is really important, guys. Number 1, a mental diet about myself. Number 2, a mental diet about the ideal version of him. And then number 3, a mental diet about relationships in general. So now it's only been about 30 days later and things have completely turned around. I consider myself to be on the way to being a super duper master manifester. My SP reaches out to me consistently and constantly. And I honestly feel so normal and natural now because my thoughts about myself, relationships, and life have all changed and shifted.
Oh, that's so amazing. I love it. You know, it's so amazing, you know, how, you know, things can turn around, and you nailed it right there with the 3 areas, right? We want to watch what our thoughts, concept, and mental diet of ourselves are, about relationships, and about the other person, right?
Yeah, exactly. So important.
Yeah. So like one of the actual, like the technique that you can do, okay, to get someone to actually chase you is to sit down right now and write out what you want them to think about you, the ideal person that they actually are, and spend time with it. Like actually write it out and think it through, and then read it a few times and dwell on it and dwell on them showing up as that type of person. Right. So that's actually really, really important to do. I think the other thing, right, is, you know, is also the story of ourselves. I mean, you know.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, the story about ourselves and what we want and the thoughts that we think and we hear ourselves say about ourselves and our own mental voice create everything baseline as a foundation anyways. Like they're in there, right? So it's like getting clear on what do you want? Like what's the best version of what you want? What do you really want as your dream life? And what are the thoughts about it?
Exactly. You know what? You've just nailed it. Getting clear on what you want. So incredibly important, right? Like honestly, and realizing that it doesn't matter. The only thing that matters is what you choose that you want. There is no right or wrong. There is no, is this the right person? Is that the right person? Am I on the right track? Am I on the wrong track? That doesn't matter. All there is what you want and what you don't want, right?
Yeah. Exactly, because it really is that simple. It's not complicated. It's just the thoughts that you think that you hear. The other thing that I'll say that's so important here, guys, and that this client did really well is she changed the way she talked to herself in her own voice.
Right. Yeah. So what's some examples of that?
Yeah. So like when she showed me, or we talked about like the ideal version list, and she said that she had been saying it to herself, like she listened to herself and her thoughts and what she was already thinking, and then she just switched it. Like she flipped it. And that's why I think it felt so normal and natural, because this already, whatever you're doing to manifest is already normal and natural. So you want to trick the mind because the subconscious doesn't know any different. We know that.
Right. Exactly. It's all just about changing it over. And then if you take it a step further and realize that, you know, you create everything in your reality and nothing's real to begin with, and all it is your thought manifesting, and then that makes it even easier to switch from one story to the other without actually having any evidence, because you're like, well, you know, I create it all anyway. I've seen it change overnight. It was funny. We were talking before this video, and we were talking about Andrew, and I remember when I first manifested Andrew, our first date, he said to me, oh yeah, no, I'm interested in a relationship, you know, I'm interested in having, you know, living with someone in a serious relationship. He said it, and then somehow for the course of like a year, by the time it came for me wanting to move in with him, somehow he changed his mind, but still wanted to be in a relationship with me. And I believed it. And then I thought, well, no, when he first met me, he wanted to move in with, to move on and move in with somebody. So, to realize that, the person's probably already said it before, and to not really hold on to the negative so tightly, because just because they've said it doesn't mean that that's the way it needs to be, because it was just a fluid thought, right? So detaching from them and not making them so, which was, you were explaining earlier, Alexis, how it's just like, realize that everything's just thoughts manifesting, and just, work on having fun, enjoying yourself, and loving life, right?
Exactly. Because when you can really peel back the onion and you can look at manifesting as everything, then we want to be manifesting big things and small things and all the time, and things that are fun and things that are exciting, things that make us happy, buying things that make us happy, receiving gifts that make us happy. And then it creates like life's a game. Life's sort of like our own little video game, which is very fun.
I love that analogy, because that's exactly how I look at it, right?
Right.
I even manifested my video game. I'll be playing to try to like beat like one of those storyline things, and it won't be happening. I'll put down the controller. I'll be like, no, I'll walk out to like the living room or whatever. And Andrew's like, I hear a lot of yelling in there. I'm like, yeah. Like, I intend I'll like get past this, right? And get 100%, and then I go back to my video game, and then I do, right? So it's so funny, and I've always been like life's a video game as well. It's hilarious.
Well, it takes the pressure off. I think that's so important, is to take like the pressure off just the specific person and money and job. Like, it's everything all the time, constantly happening. And it's super cool when you can look at it that way. Makes it more fun.
Exactly. No, definitely. So don't take it so seriously, right? So really, to get somebody to actually chase you, you want to change the story about them. Write out the ideal version of them that is chasing you, that who you want them to be. And, listen to the thoughts, stay on top of the thoughts, start changing over the thoughts that you're getting. And if you can't hear the thoughts, at least what's showing up in your reality is going to show you what your blocks are. And if you don't like it, then you're going to want to change it, right?
Exactly. That's where it's at. And this is a life practice, guys. This is all the time. It's for everything. So it's not like you're one and done, right? We don't write the list and then put it in the drawer and then forget about it. It's over. This isn't like a handing over to anybody. It's really dealing with the thoughts that are always in your mind. It's just right here,
You've nailed it. Oh my goodness, you've nailed it. You know what? And you know what? Let's talk about that for a bit. Actually, I think I was meaning to talk about this in the video. Some people out there say it's just like, you know what? Say it, give it to the universe, walk away. And the thing is, though, is with things like your SP, like a relationship, if you're not thinking about being with them, then what are you thinking about? You know what I mean? Like, when they're always on your mind, you know what? Your thoughts create, and you want to always be directing them and always focusing them on what you want. And I've heard people say, well, if you focus on it too much, you'll push it away. No, absolutely not. You only bring it closer to you. It's about creating your reality inside your mind to actually to be presented and reflect back in your reality. Just this morning, I was like, Andrew went away this weekend. Well, maybe there'll be last weekend if this video plays next week. But I was thinking to myself, wow, I actually have time to sit in my head and start creating the reality I want to see without people around me, without having to share, because it's really about having, and having enough time to do that. And take time for yourselves, guys, to write out the versions you want, to create the reality in your head, and focus on it as much as you can, especially if you're seeing the opposite in your reality, right?
Yeah. Exactly. And so I totally agree. This isn't like a put a list away, hand it over to the universe. The universe isn't outside of you orchestrating signs and doing something against you or for you. It's doing what you are, the universe. At a quantum physics level, everything is energy, and we're all connected, right? This is energy. So there's nothing out there. There's not like a force. You are the force, which is even cooler. And this, like the force, right? The force that's Star Wars, right? Yeah. That's the force. And then the force, like the only force is you. It's like there's nobody else, right? We're just here.
Exactly. It's funny, right? When I was doing my NLP practitioner course, right? At work, when I worked at this call center, one of my friends would be like, "Oh, your Jedi mind tricks again, eh?" Yes, they are. So, and you guys, if you didn't catch it in the beginning of the video, Alexis is also an NLP practitioner. So very, very amazing. Very amazing. That's amazing. So guys, that's what you do, is you start changing the stories and you start getting on top of your thoughts. And if you would like any help with this at all, Alexis is available to help you. She is having a special promotion introductory sale for joining the team here. And yeah, definitely check out the link in the description below. Thank you so much for being here and sharing with us today, Alexis.
Yay, thanks for having me. So exciting, Amanda. Have a great day.
I know. And guys, thank you for liking, commenting, sharing, and subscribing. And we'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.
Bye.